From our Washington, D.C. studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hena Zuberi. Our top story for today. A group of activists gathered outside the Israeli embassy and the White House on Monday to mourn Aaron Bushnell, who died last year. The 25-year-old was an active duty member of the U.S. Air Force. In February 2024, he set himself on fire outside the Israeli embassy to protest Israel's genocide in Gaza. On Monday, activists paid their respects in Washington, D.C. by laying flowers and lighting candles in Bushnell's memory. 21 technology staffers have resigned in a coordinated protest of the U.S. Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. CNN reports that the resignations include top engineers, designers, data scientists, and project managers who had been leading critical government projects. The United States Digital Service, reconstructed into DOGE under recent reforms, has faced backlash following Elon Musk's push for stricter performance measures. Under the new policies, federal employees are required to submit weekly work reports or face termination, drawing criticism from agencies and staff. The report said the resignations were coordinated, with the decision made collectively to leave on the same day. Federal workers gathered at the Hart Senate office building in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday to meet with senators. The meeting aimed to address the issue of recent layoffs affecting federal employees and to seek support for those affected. Thousands of government employees have been laid off as President Donald Trump slashes the federal workforce. A federal judge recently declined a request from a group of labor unions to block Trump's mass firings, which have been ordered across agencies ranging from the Pentagon to the IRS. President Donald Trump is ending the EB-5 investor visa program and replacing it with a new $5 million Trump Gold Card. Announcing the move at the Oval Office, Trump said that the card will grant green card privileges and a pathway to U.S. citizenship. He claimed wealthy and successful people will buy this card. They will spend money, pay taxes, and create jobs. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick called EB-5 an underpriced program and said that the only world-class global citizens qualify. The program could launch in 2 weeks. The EB-5 program currently grants green cards to foreigners investing at least $800,000 in the U.S. in businesses that create jobs. A federal judge has extended a block on the Trump administration's move to freeze federal financial aid. Judge Lauren Ali Khan issued a preliminary injunction against the Office of Management and Budget, or OMB's, directive that aimed to halt grants, loans, and aid under open awards. The freeze, which was issued on January 27th, affected foreign aid, NGOs, diversity initiatives, and environmental programs. Nonprofits argued that it would severely harm essential services. The judge ruled that the freeze could be economically catastrophic and in some cases fatal for affected organizations. Judge Ali Khan ordered the OMB to inform agencies to resume aid disbursements and to not impose the freeze under a different name. The administration must submit a compliance report by Friday. The ruling follows a temporary block issued earlier this month after plaintiffs warned the freeze could disrupt life-saving services. The White House will now decide which journalists cover the president's events, taking control from the White House Correspondents Association, or WHCA. For decades, WHCA assigned media outlets for pool rotations, ensuring coverage for print, radio, and TV. Now the White House press team will oversee the selection process. Spokesperson Caroline Levitt said that the move aims to make the pool more inclusive, allowing newer outlets to participate alongside legacy media. WHCA condemned the decision, calling it a threat to press freedom. Association President Eugene Daniels warned that government control over journalist selection undermines independent reporting. WHCA, founded in 1914, historically has managed pool relations to ensure fairness and professional standards. Daniel insists the group has worked to expand access for emerging media. The House of Representatives has approved a Republican budget plan, a key step in advancing President Donald Trump's legislative agenda. The resolution passed in a 217 to 215 vote after intense efforts by House Speaker Mike Johnson to secure enough support. It calls for $4.5 trillion in tax cuts and a $2 trillion reduction in federal spending over a decade. However, concerns over potential cuts to Medicaid and other programs have drawn criticism from Democrats and some moderates. It also includes about $300 billion for defense and border security, along with a $4 trillion raise in the debt ceiling. The spending plan must go through several steps before becoming law, including merging with a separate Senate budget through reconciliation. Texas governor opposes Muslim town plan. Details come after the break. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has strongly opposed plans for a new Muslim community near Josephine, about 40 minutes from Dallas. The proposed city is a 402-acre residential project initiated by the East Plano Islamic Center, or EPIC. Plans include more than 1,000 homes, a mosque, a faith-based school, retail shops, and a community college. The developmental plans spans Collin and Hunt counties and is managed by Community Capital Partners, an entity created for the project. The controversy escalated when the conservative commentators claimed Epic City would be a, quote, Sharia city. Abbott reinforced these concerns by sharing a post on X, sparking further debate. However, project organizers deny any links to Islamic law and emphasize the development will fully comply with U.S. laws, including the Fair Housing Act. Community Capital Partners insist Epic City aims to be an inclusive and diverse neighborhood, open to people of all backgrounds. They have assured authorities safety and security will be key considerations. The project is still in its early stages and has yet to receive final approvals. Hundreds of Syrians are demonstrating in the capital Damascus against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. On Sunday, Netanyahu called for the complete demilitarization of southern Syria in the province of Quneitra, Dara, and Suwaida from the forces of the new Syrian army. He said that the Israeli army will stay in Syria buffer zone and the Syrian Hermon Mount Jabal al-Sheikh for an unlimited period of time. After the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime in December, Israel expanded its illegal occupation of the Syrian Golan Heights by seizing the demilitarized buffer zone. Israel's recent military advances in the Golan Heights, which it has occupied since 1967, have been condemned by the United Nations and several Arab nations. Hamas has announced that it will hand over the bodies of 4 Israeli prisoners on Thursday. This comes as a part of an exchange deal with Israel, mediated by Egypt. Hamas spokesperson Hazem Qasim said the exchange will coincide with Israel releasing a delayed batch of Palestinian prisoners, including women and children. He confirmed a new mechanism has been established to ensure Israel follows through on its commitments, but details remain undisclosed. Another Hamas official, Abdul Latif al-Quniyah, said Egyptian mediators secured guarantees for the swap. The exchange marks the final phase of the ceasefire and prisoner deal. So far, 33 Israeli captives have been freed in exchange for 1,737 Palestinian prisoners over 6 weeks. Earlier, Israel refused to release 620 Palestinian prisoners in return for the 4 bodies, citing concerns over the handover. The ceasefire, in effect since last month, has temporarily halted Israel's genocide in Gaza, where it has killed nearly 48,350 people, mostly women and children. Meanwhile, Israel faces a genocide case at the International Court of Justice and arrest warrants issued by the International Criminal Court for its top leaders. More than 48 Al-Shabaab militants were killed in airstrikes on the central state of Hirshabelle in Somalia. Somalia's National Intelligence and Security Agencies, or NISA, said at least 17 militants were killed and their military vehicles destroyed in Dar al-Nimka and Al-Kawthar in the Middle Shabelle region. The second operation targeting Al-Shabaab took place in Dar al-Nimka, killing 19 and destroying their vehicles. At the same day, a third operation targeted Al-Shabaab in the Bira Nabal area, killing 12 of its members, NISA said in a statement. The agency said senior terrorist members were amongst those killed in the airstrikes without specifying their names or positions. Somalia has been plagued by insecurity for years, with the main threats emerging from the groups Al-Shabaab and ISIS. The death toll from flash floods caused by heavy rains in Afghanistan has risen to 35 in 2 days. 6 more people were killed and 5 injured in southern Helmand province. The recent flash floods swept through multiple regions in Helmand. Roughly 29 people were killed in rain-related incidents in neighboring Kandahar and Farah provinces. Of those, 21 were from 2 families who died in flash floods in the western province of Farah. Since Monday, most parts of Afghanistan have experienced rain and snowfall. About 315 people were killed and more than 1,600 were injured in flash floods in northern Afghanistan last year. 3 Spanish Muslims traveling to Mecca on horseback have reached Istanbul, Turkey, after 3.5 months on the road. Abdullah Hernandez, Abdulqadir Harkasi, and Tariq Rodriguez began their journey from Spain, reviving a 500-year-old Andalusian Muslim tradition. Their route passes through Italy, the Balkans, Turkey, Syria, before reaching Saudi Arabia. The pilgrims were hosted at Istanbul Sabahattin Ziam University by students and scholars. Professor Hussein Husru Koyunlu highlighted Istanbul's historic significance as a stop for Hajj pilgrims. Hernandez, who embraced Islam after studying religious texts, vowed to complete Hajj on horseback if he passed a geography exam. Keeping his promise, he now is fulfilling his dream. Harkasi shared the excitement about reviving a lost tradition. Despite hardships, he describes the journey as an adventure filled with faith and joy. The team plans to spend Ramadan in Istanbul visiting historic mosques before continuing their pilgrimage. That's all from our Washington, D.C. studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We're a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment and let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.